Our 2023 deadline previews continue once again with the New Jersey Devils. The Devils are obviously one of the better teams in the NHL. In fact, they're actually top three with a 37-14-5 record, 479 points. They have scored 195 goals and have only let in 149, and they are third in the NHL. When you look at their cap space, they have $4.1 million to work with, which is obviously going to not be a lot, considering the fact that they're interested in some big players. And with the amount of UFAs and RFAs this team has, it's unreal. To total it up, they have 15 different players on the main roster alone that they have to sign this offseason, and yeah, that's a hefty price to pay, especially with $4.1 million in cap space. So yeah, let's get into the UFAs here, not the RFAs. There's a lot in both columns, so it's going to be a pretty long section here. Starting off with Tomas Tatar. Tatar obviously came to this team, I think, 2 years ago. Has actually played pretty well this season, an underrated forward for the Devils. May get signed, may not, but they might be forced to make him leave, especially if they go out and acquire a big player at this year's deadline. We will see, though. Miles Wood hasn't been the same since, 2021. He was hurt the majority of last year, and this season he hasn't really panned out to the level that the Devils wanted him to, obviously. So we'll see there whether or not he gets signed, but right now it's not looking so good for Miles Wood. Erik Haula's looked really solid as a forward for the Devils, and I definitely think he will get signed to a contract as well. Damon Severson, obviously another interesting defenseman there, has been in trade rumors a little bit over the past couple of weeks. So we'll see there if they trade him for maybe another asset, but Severson is a free agent. And same with Ryan Graves as well, two interesting defensemen on that Devils blue line. We shall see, though, if that's the case, if they move on. Jonathan Bernier, I think he's currently hurt right now. In fact, I think that $4.1 million in cap space comes from him on LTIR. So he's most likely gone, I would bet. And then as well as that, too, you have Andreas Janssen as well, who I think is in the buried penalty, if I'm correct. You look at the RFAs up next. You start off with Jesper Bratt, obviously was signed to a 1 year. I think he was actually signed to his qualifying offer, so that's why he's still an RFA. But yeah, I would imagine he gets a pretty hefty contract, or he's going to want out, because there was a lot of drama in regards to him last offseason. Hopefully not this season, though. Then you also have Yegor Sharangovich there, too, a pleasant surprise from one of the Devils prospects. Definitely been a really good player, one of my favorite Devils players personally. I hope he gets signed to a pretty nice contract. Michael McLeod as well. We'll see if he gets signed too. Jesper Boquist. You got Nathan Bastian. You also have Fabian Zetterlund, a pretty solid rookie too. Then you have Kevin Ball as well. We'll see if he gets signed. And then you also have Mackenzie Blackwood too, who honestly I think he might not get qualified and he might just walk. Because Blackwood has not been the goalie that everybody imagined him to be. He hasn't been very good. Vitek Vanacek has definitely risen up to the plate and has played much better than Blackwood and all those other players. Obviously with the vaccination thing too, that definitely caused a lot of controversy, but we shall see whether or not he gets signed. But yeah, 15 different free agents that they have to sign between the UFAs and the RFAs. It's going to be an interesting offseason for the Devils. In terms of being buyers or sellers, I'm kind of wondering whether or not those free agents are going to make them want to stay put. However, I think they're probably going to be passive buyers with only one player that I've seen them interested in. And that player is, of course, Sharks forward Timo Meier. Obviously an interesting player all around. However, if the Devils were to trade for him, they would have to put an extension in place prior to him being traded. So definitely they would have to work some things out with that. I don't think Meier has been given permission to talk to other teams, but obviously we shall see there too. And then one thing I thought I'd bring up as well, it's not that big of a deal. I don't want to become one of these people, but Holtz is believed to be involved in a trade potentially because he removed all Devils things from his social media. He also got sent down to the Utica comments, but you know that's just a really stupid argument saying that they're gonna get dealt because they removed everything from their team from their social media. It's just dumb to me. It's really stupid. But yeah. That's definitely a role in the Meier situation 100%. You look at their draft picks, you have 1 first, 1 second, no thirds, a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th. So they definitely have draft picks to work with if they want to go out and acquire Timo Meier. However, that's the only player I've seen them go out and get. And as well as that too, this team is flying right now. They're 3rd in the league. They took a step up from last season. Honestly, if they wanted to stay put, That's not a bad option, really. But yeah, with all the free agents that this team has to sign, I really can't see them making any huge moves at this year's deadline. I've been wrong before, but I really just can't see it. But anyways, that'll do it for this Devils preview. Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching, for all of your support as of late. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below if you are new. But anyways, thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Adios.